I was going to talk to you off the top of my head about Mildred Conklin, who was the first headmistress of St. John's Day School. She was a real character. If you can imagine a 200-pound woman driving an absolutely smashing DeSoto, and she always had like 6-inch spike heels too. And as far as I can remember, she always was dressed in black. And she could rule the roost when she had to. It's like when we had a fight, we had to go meet. In those first days, she was the dean, not the headmistress. So we had to go meet the dean. And she would like stand up. And she was taller than you, way taller than you. I have no idea how tall she actually was because we were all little. And she said, look down at you. And she could make you feel like 6 inches tall. But, see, I had all this time because you went away, and I was going to like talk about her off the top of my head. And the thing is, what I want now is for you live to tell me something you want me to talk about from the list.
Well, I have to look at the list because it is ginormous, to say the least.
That's okay. We've got plenty of time here, so. I know what you're going to ask about.
Do you? Well, then why am I looking?
It's my job always to know.
Hmm.
You want to know about the attic, right?
That was not coming to first
Okay.
front of my mind.
Then you pick something else. So.
Well, okay. No, actually, I was thinking more. You mentioned earlier something about radios and Friday nights and Sundays with Frank, etc. But I was thinking of you talking about listening to Cassius Clay on the radio. So that's really what I wanted to hear about.
Okay. That was I was in the fall after we got back from France. And we had actually gone to France with the idea that we would be gone for a year, so we had rented out our house. Which meant that we were like stationed for a time in Shiloh. And we had a house that we rented from a woman named, Mildred something. A very square place in Shiloh. And I had an upstairs room, and I used to cheat bedtime. I would like read books with a flashlight, and I also had a transistor radio. It was, it's the size of it like a tasty cake pie. The radio.
Yep.
And I remember the day before the Sonny Liston Cassius Clay heavyweight championship fight, we had a brouhaha in 5th grade. Everybody was waiting for Sonny Liston to kill Cassius Clay. Cassius Clay was a 7-1 underdog, and I was the only one in the class who said, Clay will win. True story. Problem is, of course, that I was not going to be allowed to like listen to the fight because it happened after my bedtime. So instead of my usual flashlight, what I took to bed with me was my flashlight and my transistor radio. And I heard the fight unfold. I can tell you, like, round by round what happened. Would you like to hear that?
Absolutely.
First 3 rounds, Cassius Clay, is like destroying Liston. He has the fastest jab any heavyweight has ever had. And the broadcasters on the radio, I just can't even believe it. He's so fast. He is so quick. His footwork is so terrific. And then all of a sudden, he can't see. There's something in his eyes. It's like, and he's back in his corner. It's like, and his trainer, who's a man named Angelo Dundee, is like patting him on top of the head, saying, "Get out there, champ. You got to do it." But of course, this actually doesn't come across to us on the radio. It's like we got this gap, It's like, all right, so now Ali is like covering. No, Cassius Clay is covering up, and Liston is pummeling him. And then at some point late in the round, and at the beginning of round 5, Cassius Clay recovers. And what he does to Liston after that is unbelievable. And yeah, I sense, you can obviously tell, since I've seen the fight, but I can remember listening to it on the radio. I'm sweating, and I'm not supposed to be there. And my parents are... Well, my parents are both Liston fans. Because, the Louisville lip and all. He has a pink Cadillac. He actually has a record player in his Cadillac that plays like Elvis songs. Because he's from Louisville. And then all of a sudden, the fight is over. Cassius Clay at that point is like 21 years old. He is a gold medal winner, not in the heavyweight class, in the light heavyweight class. He is the most slender heavyweight champion in history. And he totally demolished Sonny Liston. And here I am, celebrating in my bed with nobody to yell. I can't yell. I just like pump my fists. And then I go to sleep. And the next morning, I go in and I am the man in my class. It's like, I told you guys. Cassius Clay is the man.